The chapter explodes into action with a battered knight on his knees, his face a bloody mess after the beating of a lifetime. Gasping for air, his breaths visible in the cold, he couldn't wrap his head around his defeat. How had he, the legendary best knight of the North, been crushed so effortlessly by Gislen Perdium, the infamous lazy, uncontrollable, and utterly useless eldest son of Count Perdium? From the flickering flames ahead, a figure emerged, our protagonist, Gislen himself. He casually mentioned pouring a fortune into those clever traps that snared the knight, asking with a smirk if he'd enjoyed the surprise. The knight cursed him furiously, demanding to know if Gislen had anticipated his invasion all along. Gislen admitted he had, not just the plans, but the exact number of enemies, their spies, and even the reinforcements. He'd known everything from the start. The knight, struggling to breathe through his wounds, spat that it was impossible. He'd always been the hidden ace, and no way a useless piece of shit like Gislen could outsmart him. But before he could rant further, Gislen stomped his foot into the knight's face, snarling for him to shut up. Removing his helmet, Gislen declared that no matter how many invasions came, he'd win the war every time, because he held all the cards. As the scene flashed back 1 year earlier, before the war ignited. In the kingdom of Lithuania, near the Perdium estate, soldiers camped in tents. Inside one, Gislen jolted awake, hand clutching his neck, palms trembling as he muttered, "What the hell just happened? He should be dead. How was he still breathing?" His mind raced back to a brutal battlefield. Blood-soaked and losing his grip on his sword, Gislen yelled, "Shit," as an enemy slashed across his chest. The victor, smirking down at him, proclaimed the end for Gislen Perdium, the Mercenary king, one of the continent's 7 strongest warriors. The war was over. The enemy, Aiden, another of the top 7, a noble knight, proclaimed. Pointing his sword at Gislen's throat, Aiden asked for last words. Gislen had none, only regret for not being able to fulfill his revenge. Biting his lip, he screamed for Aiden to die, calling him a sickening bastard. Aiden sneered at his arrogance, revealing Gislen was the eldest son of the fallen Perdium household, who'd abandoned his family after his sister's death. Shocked, Gislen demanded how Aiden from a rival kingdom knew that. Aiden's evil grin widened. He'd collaborated with the Delphine household long ago to destroy the Perdiums. This bombshell hit hard. There were more traitors behind his family's ruin than just Duke Delphine. Aiden shrugged. No need for detail since Gislen was about to die anyway. Enraged, Gislen roared he'd never forgive him. Unfazed, Aiden swung his sword, decapitating him in one clean strike. Snapping back to the tent, Gislen stared at his reflection in a water barrel, tracing his unmarked neck. His face looked younger, way younger. Was this a hallucination? Or had mages captured him for experiments? He cursed those arrogant bastards, vowing payback if they were keeping him alive. A voice interrupted from the tent entrance, a Perdium soldier named Ricardo, urging him to come out. He knew Gislen was awake. But in a flash, Gislen drew his sword across Ricardo's neck from behind, growling he'd spare him if he answered every question, or maybe not. Sweat poured down Ricardo's face, but he shrugged it off playfully, saying Gislen was crossing the line and wouldn't sway him no matter what. Confused, Gislen loosened his grip, asking what he meant. Ricardo broke free, explaining Gislen had thrown a tantrum earlier after being denied command of an orc raid, then passed out. Gislen, stunned, had zero memory of this. Ricardo rubbed his neck, brushing it off, and told him to gear up. Everyone was waiting. "Where to?" Gislen asked. "The Perdium estate," Ricardo said while hauling luggage, shoving Gislen aside. Gislen grabbed his shoulder, demanding he repeat that. The fallen Perdium estate? He stood atop a cliff overlooking the estate, pristine and untouched by war. Gislen whispered in awe, "Is this really?" Ricardo leaned in, whispering if he'd had a nightmare calling it fallen, the Count would boot him if he heard that. Pinching himself confirmed it, not a dream. The pieces clicked, he'd regressed in time. And yeah, this MC took forever to figure it out. He recalled his younger self's resentment toward the family, his immaturity from feeling inferior, causing trouble until everyone avoided him. He'd run away, becoming a mercenary, honing his skills through countless battles, and earning the title Mercenary King. Returning to Atone, he'd found only ashes, his home destroyed, and loved ones gone. But now, everything was intact. His dear ones were alive. Joy surged from within. He wanted to sing, but it was too soon. Remembering Ricardo's mention of the orc raid, Gislen flashed to his past life. He'd insisted on leading it for glory. Reports claimed there were just 3 orcs, easy for a newbie commander to handle. But 20 showed up, wiping out the squad due to his stubbornness. This time, it was doable. Although orcs lacked strategy, the real issue was, would the soldiers trust the old, useless Ghislain? Heading out, chaos erupted. A lookout post flew over his head, crashing before him. The alarmed soldier yelled that the orcs were attacking. With no time to prepare, blood-eyed orcs charged at the soldiers, dual-wielding weapons. Ghislain reeled. The timing was off. Had they arrived this fast before? Soldiers flew like rag dolls under the barrage of orcs. Raid Commander Skovin bellowed for the soldier to get into a defensive formation and not panic as he charged an orc, blocking a blow that sent 3 men flying. He knew they'd been ambushed, unprepared and doomed. A voice shouted for Skovin to watch his back. An orc loomed, axe raised high. It was too late to react, until Ghislain shoved Skovin aside, charging the beast mid-swing. Skovin gaped at his savior, but in that instant, swords clashed. Ghislain was faster and more seasoned. His blade severed the orc's entire arm in a spray of blood. The orc howled, collapsing to the ground. Jaws dropped among the witnesses who couldn't believe what they had seen. Ghislain noted he still couldn't use mana, wishing he had regressed much earlier. Approaching Skovin, he demanded, "Give it to me." Confused, Skovin asked what he was talking about. Ghislain clarified with a grin. "The commander's rights."
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this Manhwa recap and want to catch the next chapter, smash that subscribe button, like, and hit the notification bell. Got a favorite Manhwa you'd love to see recapped? Drop it in the comments below and I'll see you in the next one.